trying to claim them for extra hours. That doesn't work. I think they did finally get claimed, but you have to make sure that your name goes on those time cards or you're not going to get paid. Do not leave your tanks at below a half on your fuel, ever. Always make sure you've got at least a half a tank or better. As a sub, there's nothing worse than getting in a vehicle with no gas when I'm there to cover your route because you didn't show up for whatever reason. Subs love driving dirty buses. See this dirty look? That's because we hate driving dirty buses. So please, the dashes of the buses, when there's garbage all over the doghouse or the floors, that is no fun to drive. And you know what? Your kids act the way your bus looks. So if you have it trashy, you probably have a lot of discipline problems on your bus. So keep a clean bus. A clean bus is a happy bus. Evaluations are done. If you haven't gotten yours yet, please ask. You just got to log into Talent Ed, and it'll show up in the corner up here on your Talent Ed screen. You have mail. You have an inbox. There's a little box in there, and it usually has a number 1 with a red circle around it. You just click on that, and that'll take you right into your Talent Ed and show you what is due. Read through your evaluation. Go to the bottom. You need to sign it, and then hit the submit button. Mat books, we still need to update and sign off on those every single month, so make sure you keep getting those done. Tornado shelters, please make sure that you have your shelters picked out where you're at. We're getting ready to go into tornado season. I know that there are some buses that have not had any luck getting families to say, sure, you can bring 70 kids into my house if there's a tornado. If that's the case, let us know, and we can try and help you find somewhere else to go. There's a lot of businesses out there that will take on emergency situations like this. Not all Quick Trips or even all gas stations, but some gas stations will allow you to do it. Obviously, the schools are always a great option. The transportation building's a good option. Places like Walmart, Kmart, Target, something like that might be a good option. But we can help you find some of those, so please make sure that you have options in case there is bad weather. And then we did talk about the KSPTA driving competition. It's next Saturday, April 24th. And if you're interested in competing, you need to make sure you talk to either Chris or I. All right, if you're looking for more hours or a summer job, not only are they looking for help in the kitchen, but maintenance is looking for summer help starting June 1st. They need a couple folks to help get vehicles cleaned up and ready for summer inspections and the next school year. On the website, it looks ridiculous. I don't know why. It says summer fleet maintenance assistant. To me, that looks like a mechanic, and it's not a mechanic. This is the position if you're wanting to help over the summer. This is the position you're looking for. When you click on this, when you hit the apply button, it comes up, and there's no description whatsoever. All it says is it's for transportation, and you contact Ron Zimmerman, Director of Fleet. But this is the right position. It just doesn't have a description. I need to talk to Lori and or Richard and see if we can get this changed a little bit and see if we can't get some applications in. Talk about front door service, huh? All right, defensive driving classes. These are the folks that are due to take the class. These are folks that need it renewed by the time school starts back up in August. So right now, the defensive driving courses that we have on the calendar is Friday, April 30th. That's the day that ILC does not have school. And Thursday, August 12th, which is the week before school starts. So if you need defensive driving, if you're on this list, or if you just need defensive driving, because I am only human, I could have possibly missed somebody. You need to make sure you check your own defensive driving and first aid cards for those expiration dates. I am so sorry. And then if you need that class, these are the dates for that for the defensive driving. If you need first aid, and that would be these folks here, the available dates that we have so far: Friday, April 23rd, that's the day that Mays doesn't have school. Friday, May 28th, which is the day after school is out. These two were on our calendar at the beginning. And then the one before school starts is August 11th. That's a Wednesday. So if you need medical first aid, these are the 3 dates that we have set up on that. We are limited to 12 in first aid. I can have up to 30 in my defensive driving, but I can only do 12 in my first aid. So that's why we've offered so many different dates, because there's obviously way more than 12 people that I can get into one class. So let me know what date works best. We actually have sign-up sheets in the break room. You can sign up on there and let us know what works for you. Do not stop on the corner of the fence line. The fence for this is 119th Street out here. This is our building. Don't stop out here to let your paras or guest riders off. These people get backed up. Traffic gets clogged, and then we end up stuck out on 119th. So if you're going to let somebody off, pull inside the gate over here by the dumpster and let them off over here. Don't stop out here. Big buses, you are not supposed to be out here in the front parking lot, so don't drive out there either. A friend of mine from Salina wrote this. She was the principal at my old school district before I left. I compare this time of year to taking a trip with 20 of your family members for 8 months. Some get car sick from the ups and downs. Some get tired from the many miles logged. Some get cranky because Aunt Ethel is getting on their last nerve. Some disagree as to where the next meal should be consumed, and some are celebrating because the end of the trip is in sight. Keep encouraging each other and save the complaining for the rest stop in June. Hang in there. The end is near. Thank goodness this year cannot come to an end soon enough. All right, obviously we're going to talk about bus evacuations next. Next week we're going to be doing bus evacuations on, I believe it's on Monday and Wednesday. So some things you need to talk to your kids about. You need to make sure that you tell them. This is what I always tell my kids. This is just a drill. Do you guys, and I always ask them, I say, do you have tornado drills at school? They say, well, yeah. Does it mean that there's a tornado? No. Then why do we do it? That's because we practice, so we know how to do it if that ever happens, right? So that's the same thing I tell them in the bus. We're going to do an evacuation drill. Does it mean that there's a fire or there's a tornado? No. Why do we do it? It's so we learn how to do it. So make sure that they know this is just a drill, because your little ones are going to could possibly get scared doing this. Make sure you listen to your driver. You need to stay calm and quiet. Do not push or shove. Leave your stuff on the bus. Unless you're already wearing it, do not take it with you, because it slows you down. If the bus is on fire, I can replace your trumpet. I can replace your backpack. I cannot replace you. So please leave your stuff on the bus. You need to make sure you move quickly and that we always stay safe. And then I always talk about all the emergency exits. We have the roof hatch, which we don't conduct evacuation drills on the roof because I don't need 80 kids on the roof, but there is one up there. We have the back door, and then I always make sure to tell them that you need to make sure you sit down and you scoot out of the back of the bus, because if you jump, you're going to hit this little bar right here at the top. And when I wake up after I've passed out because you bled all over the place, I got to do first aid on your head, and it's not going to be pretty. So make sure you tell your kids they need to sit and they need to scoot out the back of the bus. Obviously, the front door is the easiest one to go in and out of. That's the one we use every day, so that one's super easy to know how to use it. Just make sure you hang on to that handrail. And then last but not least, we have the window exits. Again, we don't practice going in and out of the exits on the windows because that's a long ways down there. And it is dangerous, so we don't use those, but that is an option. And we talk about why would we use a roof hatch exit. If the bus went into water, if it flipped over on its side, let them interact with you to ask them, why would we have an exit on the top of the bus? Why would we go out the back door of the bus? Why in the world would we ever go out a window? And let them tell you. It gets them involved and it helps them learn. So this year's bus evacuation drills, I'm going to use bus 3 because it's the first one up here. So if I drive bus 3, this tells me for Tier 1, May South Middle and May South High School students, I'm going to go to May South Elementary bus parking area on the west side of the building, and I'm going to unload. This gets done after Tier 1 in the mornings. So we're going to go over to May South Elementary after my morning route while I still have all my middle and high schoolers on, and I'm going to do a practice evacuation drill over there in the parking lot. I'm going to unload everybody off of the bus, count numbers, try and keep the time, load them all back to the bus, and then take them on over. And then I'm going to go down here farther and find my bus number again. This is for Tier 2, my Mays Elementary, Vermillion, and Prairie Woodman kids. I'm going to use the bus lane at Mays Middle School for that one. Okay, and I'm going to show you maps here in just a minute. Some important things to remember: don't let them run. Make sure you keep them quiet. Use only the front door for all grades, and fill out and turn in the evacuation forms to the office. Those are found in the drawers in the break room. So if you're unloading at the Prairie Woodman building, you're going to come down, this is Academy, and you're going to park in front of Prairie Woodman, and you're going to unload all your kiddos right here on this sidewalk. You unload, do your evacuation, reload, and then leave and go on to your school. If you're unloading at Mays South Elementary, you're coming off of the, come the right way, come in off of the access road, drive back here, and I know the buses aren't parking back here this year, but that's where we're going to park to do your bus evacuation drills this year. So you just park along the curb here, do your evacuation drills, reload, and then move on to your middle and high school. Mays Middle School, come in off of Mays Road, drive back here on the access road, and you're going to park in the bus lane again. All of them are on the bus lanes except for Mays South Middle. You're going to come along the access road, and you're going to park on this parkway right here. Normally our buses park over in this L-shaped area. This time we're going to put you all out here, and then that lets you pull out and go whichever direction you need to move on. Okay? If you're not planning on coming back next year, please let us know as soon as possible. Do not assume we know you're not coming back. If you have not told me, I assume you're going to be here. I can't hire, train, and license a new driver in just a couple weeks. It could take months to get them ready to drive, and we appreciate as much time as we can get. So please, if you're planning on retiring, let us know. Make sure you're checking your radiator and under the doghouse where the motor is before you take off. This should be part of your pre-trip. You can see the birds are nesting in this one. This is a nice dry place. It's warm when your bus has just been shut off. It's nice and warm in there, so they can get in there and stay warm at night. They're not going to get rained on. They're safe from predators. So please make sure that you're checking. This is just popping the front compartment open on your bus, and then go inside, pop open that doghouse, and make sure there's nothing in there trying to nest that can start on fire. And then that's all we had for our bus meeting today. If you have any questions, please make sure you see one of us, and we would be happy to take care of any questions you might have. All right, thanks guys. You have until, excuse me, next Friday to watch the video and let Kim know that you've seen it. I'll see you next time.